One of these days, I'm gonna get around to making a Why It Matters episode about Sega versus Nintendo, the Zapper, the Virtual Boy, the Satellite Super Nintendo, the N64DD. But that's not today, because my blood is boiling. Let me just go ahead and sum up some of the things that has occurred recently with microtransactions and loot boxes. Oh, how I wish for the days that microtransactions were just literally cosmetic items that you could buy, and each individual item was priced at $1 to $2. Oh, how I wish we could go back to those days. Star Wars Battlefront II led a lot of controversy recently, so much so that Disney might revoke EA's license and not renew it, and essentially, man, EA has destroyed the potential future for Star Wars games, at least with their company. It was so bad that the gambling commissions of several countries, including mine, the Senator of Hawaii, and lots of other legalistic organizations, took a second look at loot boxes and are introducing legislation to prevent minors from being able to play these video games. And that's really bad for companies like EA, who profit quite a lot of money off of minors. You can say what you want. You can say, oh, they're mature rated games. They're supposed to only be bought by 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds or above, okay? I'm with you there. I got you. Except that doesn't always happen, does it? Parents can buy whatever games they want for their children, and that's just how it is. Gambling is gambling any way you look at it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're rolling the dice in exchange for potentially getting something or losing everything, it's still gambling. And whether or not it involves a loot box, it doesn't matter. It's gambling. It's basically the equivalent of buying a scratch-off lottery card. Yeah, you're getting a piece of paper in exchange for $1 or something, but at the end of the day, it's pretty worthless. That's about how loot boxes are. Yeah, you're getting something in exchange for your money, but it might not be worth anything at the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and start out summarizing something I covered in a previous video. I've already talked about this Destiny 2's Crimson Days event, that is the Valentine's Day, and they've been data mined, and it leads to the assumption that they are going to be working with Eververse once again. Now, in my previous video, I did explain that more than likely this is due in part to Eververse being incorporated so much already. They already have the content built, they already have the stuff created, and there's no way for them to not do that anymore. They're a year out, man, more than likely. They're probably a few years out, but it'll probably take them a year to completely revamp and remove the system in its entirety because the content's already created. That's just my guess. That being said, Bungie has also come out and said that they are going to be weighting the scales against Eververse instead of in favor of Eververse, which means they're going to be pulling back the amount of items that are going to be pulled and put into the Eververse in the upcoming DLC packs. In these updates and these outlines and the things that they're going to be doing, they have outlined this stuff and explained this in a new update coming up. And they've talked about balancing things, different things that they're going to be doing for Destiny itself, and Destiny 2, of course. That's what I'm talking about. But the point is, these updates are all great and good, but they still have not come out and said they're going to remove Eververse. Eververse is the problem, ladies and gentlemen, because it's a microtransaction loot box factory. But if that's all this video was, then you would say to yourself, why are you just hammering on loot boxes yet again? This is a Why It Matters episode. Didn't you already talk about this with Bungie and Destiny? But see, other companies don't learn their lesson. Other companies cannot realize the downfall of certain video games that are out, and they say to themselves, oh, we'll just do it different, we'll just do it better, because pub games, PUBG, Player-Unknown Battlegrounds, devs publish drop rates for new loot boxes. Wait a moment, hang on a second. New loot boxes, you say? Oh, but Proto, you can earn those loot boxes just by playing the game. You don't have to spend real money. Except that you do. Yeah, you do. The Desperado boxes. Woo, boy, let me tell you. A new paid crate. Paid. Do you understand those words? Paid. I'm not talking down to you. I'm trying to emphasize this into the heads of people who are going to defend this trash. Paid, paid, paid. Money, cash. Paid crate. And you know what's really great about this? Do you know what you can get in these paid crates? Well, let me tell you. You can get some really sweet items like a beanie. A beanie. Oh boy. You could get a beanie that's brown. You can get some wide pants. Yay. And you can get some leather boots. Oh, but see, the top items, in order to get the top items, the chances of you getting those, long-sleeved leather shirt, 0.60%. Oh, Proto, that's a real low drop rate for a paid crate. Yeah, it kinda is. And if you thought that was low, the leather hoodie, black and white, 0.32%. Oh, but hang on, the cloth mask, the leopard cloth mask, 0.16%. For essentially a rag you put over your face in a video game. 0.16% chance to drop this. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, who cares about the drop rates? I don't care about that. I play the game without the loot box system, you know what I'm saying? But you remember how I said that it's like a scratch off, it's like playing Powerball, it's like playing the lottery, because at some points in time, you may be able to get a drop that is worth a lot of money. And then at other points in time, you may be able to get a drop that is useless. Let me tell you, the cloth mask leopard, you can purchase that right now on Steam for $1,866. I am dead serious. I am dead serious. The insanity. That hoodie I was telling you about, that'll be $1,500. $1,500 for an in-game digital item. Now, I'm not saying these things haven't happened before or aren't around, because we have CSGO and they have their own loot boxes. But let me tell you, man, let me tell you, when loot boxes go from just being in-game aesthetic items that are just ridiculous and stupid anyways, and then they go to a video game economy to where you're actually spending real cash money and you can really lose a lot of money. It's pretty ridiculous. You could get an item that could give you 4 cents in real cash money, or you could get an item that could pay you $1,500 to $2,000. That's amazing, but that encourages gambling, doesn't it? Don't you want to go and play the game right now just to get a couple loot boxes to see if you could maybe pull that cloth leopard mask? Ooh, it's probably burning some gambling addict up inside, thinking to himself, $2 and I could make $2,000. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what would you do with $2,000 on Steam, man? You'd be able to buy tons of games for the next few years. You'd be set, wouldn't you? So, it's pretty insane to see how loot boxes have come and how far they are going. They're creating economies. Economies, virtual economies where people are losing lots of money, and yet this is still not gambling somehow. The game is rated T for teen. Teenagers can do this. And then you'll see stories come out how a teenager got rich off of playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds because he bought these loot boxes and he got lucky and he traded this, that, and the other. And that just encourages more kids to do that, because when there's one person who's successful out of the millions, it encourages those millions to look at that one person and say, you know what, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, you could do that. Or you could fall into the million category and not do that. Oh, but if this Why It Matters episode ended there, I'd be doing you a disservice, because guess what else I covered before? Xbox One itself may be getting loot boxes for avatar items. Woo! Oh, but Proto, you were able to buy cosmetic items for avatars anyways. This isn't anything new. You are absolutely right. This isn't anything new, except why would you change it to a loot box system when you could just buy avatar items anyways? So what's the matter if I can buy avatar items anyways, and I want this avatar item, I'm gonna spend the money, I'm gonna get it. Except, see, the thing is, they said that they won't charge real money for this. Yeah, except the problem with that is that in the future they could just change it to their own currency, right? Remember Overwatch's league points for some very underwhelming Overwatch skins. $4.99. Get yourself a league skin, fam. You want to support your favorite league, don't you? Oh, but Overwatch gets a free pass because it's made by Blizzard and it's such a good game, fam. It does so much for esports. Let's give them a free pass on their loot boxes. When a game console is literally incorporating it into its own ecosystem. And you and I both know that there is the possibility of them charging real cash in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's through this virtual currency BS that's going around, or whether it's through a different type of point system, they will end up charging real money for this if they so desire. It's ridiculous. This is why it matters. When we don't shun the practices of microtransactions, loot boxes, and we use these excuses. But people will sit here and defend these practices for companies like Blizzard and Overwatch. It's ridiculous. Cosmetic only. They're just cosmetic, Proto. They're just cosmetic. Yeah. Why don't you tell that to the person who ended up spending thousands of dollars and went in debt because he was a gambling addict, and he just transferred that addiction over to video games. That's why it matters. That's why it matters, because you're introducing children to something that they don't need to be introduced to, because you're cutting up my favorite hobby. You're piecing out video games that could be amazing, and you're saying, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and put this behind paywall, and you're gonna go ahead and spend more money on it. Don't you love this game? Don't you love our company? Don't you want to support us? Oh, it's just cosmetic. Oh, we need money to keep up the servers. Why it matters is because when you continue to give a free pass to these companies with this loot box garbage that's going around, it is never going to end. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a summary of what's come out. Battlefront 2's loot boxes has not stopped several companies from not only implementing them, but going further with them than Battlefront 2 has. Somehow, Star Wars was the breaking point. Somehow, Destiny 2 was the breaking point. But the rest of these games, yeah, nope, that's A-okay, fam. Thumbs up, I don't have a problem with that at all. Hypocrisy. I've been here as Protomario, I'm signing out. I challenge you to never purchase loot boxes and reject them in their entirety. I'll see you guys in the next Why It Matters, and I hope you guys are having a good day. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, leave me a thumbs down, some constructive criticism, and I'll see you in the next one.